One second. Today's theme is quite close to my heart because there was one quote which I had read and it stuck to my mind. It said, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Never let the fear of striking out get in your way. To have courage for whatever comes in life, everything lies in that. This particular quote made me think that aren't we all who are standing here courageous? We have had our own struggles of life, struggles of communication, struggles of our personality is probably, or how we are able to communicate with people well or not. But we are the ones undefeated. We are the ones who never thought that fear is something that we have to stay with, rather decided to go with something which can go beyond that fear and improve ourselves. And that is why all the people who are a member of this communication mastery program have beautifully shown courage. Before we go on to what is going to happen into this session, I would like to thank you and congratulate all the members who have taken this 1 month till now, shown courage to come face whatever is coming their way. Congratulations on that. Now, going forward, we had 3 sessions before this particular session of open mic. The first session talked about the nitty and gritties of what a pure communication, a beautiful form of communication should look like, wherein I told how it should be compelling, how you should create, how you should command over things, and all of these things. The second session, we clearly talked about the organizing of a speech. How do you develop that content? We also had tried to fit in this content to the 5 W's and the H, which I talked about. The secret of literally trying to speak on anything that comes our way. And last but not the least, in the last session, we went one step ahead on the courage and tried to speak on situations which are impromptu, which come across us in day-to-day life and are the most difficult ones to handle when it comes to communication. We had a stubborn father who was not ready to give up to let his son go beyond. And that's when we understood that why not each member try to convince this stubborn father to let them go for a night out. And the best part was the father also had to convince himself. So that was the most fun thing that we had, which means that we are not only learning here, but we are also including fun as a part of learning so that it doesn't become an everyday struggle that, oh, I have to attend this session. Rather, it becomes something which you look up to, where you wait for and you look forward to. Because they have taken this 1 month of journey, today's session is precious. And that is why all these members were asked to practice a 3-minute speech that they will be delivering on the subject, what is courage to them. Why I chose this particular topic? Because we all are going from different struggles of our life, and we all have shown courage in one or the other way. And that is why all our stories are going to be different. The way we communicate them will be different. How better can we portray it when we are talking to others is different. And last but not the least, that the courage to share that courage story is different for each one of us. But does that make you less courageous? No, because everyone at the end has been courageous to fight that story and come out of it. And that's what I respect. And that's why I chose this topic. So the first part of today's session would be wherein the members who have prepared their speeches will be sharing a 3-minute story. The second part of the session is going to be of impromptu speaking, wherein even the members who have joined us today for the first time, they can also take a topic and start your courage journey to fight your fear of public speaking. It's okay if you have not attended the session before. We will try to help you as much as we can. And for the impromptu session, your time will be somewhere around 2 minutes. Try to at least cover up till 2 minutes. Okay, any doubts here?
Again, do we have a timer here?
I'll be managing the time.
Okay.
For the impromptu segment, just to give you an update, that I will be giving you a topic which will be impromptu, and you have to speak on that topic. All the topics will be related to only courage stories. So you don't have to kind of go here and there and think about what is going to happen, what will be the topic. Okay. So let's start with the first segment where we will have our members come and present their courage stories in three minutes. The first speaker we will have is Madhu. Give me 1 second, Madhu. I'll just share my screen for the timing. Before you start, Madhu, also tell me what will be your speech title?
Pragya, can we have a normal, because this has a challenge with the speech recording. The recording quality goes off. If you can just use the Zoom timing or something like that. You're on mute.
I haven't used Zoom timing. If anybody is aware about it, they can probably...
Ellen, if you can help us with that, if you have that.
I have downloaded but unable to see. That's the reason the apps we have to go through, right?
1 second. Okay, 1 second. I'm just... Pragya, I think...
Just give me 1 second, Rahul. I'll share it. It is here. But I think we have to enable it in the tab. The settings. That only you can do it.
I'm just checking that out 1 second.
Change it from the general tab in settings.
Can you see it for me, Madhu? Can you see the timer at the corner of my tab? Yeah. Okay, I'll begin once you start. Is that okay?
Yeah, fine. I'm able
Perfect. Pragya, over to you.
Madhu, we'll be starting with you. Before you start the speech, please let us if you have given a title to your speech. The general title for all speeches remains, what is your courage story? What is courage for you? Please go ahead.
Hi, good evening, all. This is Madhu, for new members who don't know me. So for me, it's a long story, but I'll make it as a small, short in 3 minutes. My title is Do or Die. At the age of 20, I have come to Hyderabad after 20 or 21 after completing my graduation. So why I given do or die situation for my at that moment is I have come to find a job. But the problem is, as a become graduate, I wanted to become a CA. That's my dream. But when I come to Hyderabad and by seeing the reality, and I went to somewhere in Abits for the CA office and all. There are a lot of challenges I face and recommendations, and some people wanted to keep it as some they mentioned like a test trial something. There are many things I tried. Even I'm ready. I'm open to anything. But the problem is whatever I'm looking towards my career side, I'm unable to get the job. But at that time, I come to Hyderabad from my hometown, and for my survival also, I'm depending on some of my relatives and friends support and all, because I'm not that much financially good, and I took some only limited money to along with me. But that time, after struggling myself till 7 to 8 months, almost I'm out, and I don't have any other choice other than going back to home, because I haven't found any good job. Just some temporarily I'm doing some jobs. But at that time, many stories I heard from my village only. I know that guy will come, because the same thing happened, especially that year and before year. Many people going there, and just after 1 or 2 years they're coming back. and again doing some jobs in a factory or whatever, even they are graduates. But that time I felt like I don't want to give up. I just, whatever it is, I wanted to stay here. You don't believe me that at that time I struggled a lot. I used to walk for around 5 to 6 kilometers. Before that, I don't have any bus pass those days. So slowly I found one small job for in a marketing company. Later I realized that why I got a job also, because they give an offer, but it's purely depends on your skill. No, I'm not saying that it's no, it's 100%. It's a very good opportunity for me, but at that time I'm not that matured enough to utilize it. So here my point is, I face a lot of challenges and I'm not able to get what I'm looking for. And at the same time, I tried and different jobs, and maximum I try to put my best. And right now I'm in a happy position and I'm settled. I'm giving advice to others. So I felt like courage is definitely should be there. Do or die situations will come. We have to stand, which is good for us. Thank you.
How beautifully conveyed, Madhu. As I said, that courage is not about lack of fear, but how you go beyond that. And you went beyond the fear of people say what people would say. You might have to go back to village, but you fought that and you came out victorious now. Okay, can I have Ellen as the next person?
Good evening, everyone. My topic is marriage. What? Audible, right?
There's a
I'm
lag,
audible?
a little bit of lag, Ellen.
Can I switch off my video? Actually, the reason I'm in travel,
It's okay, switch off your video, no problem then.
my hometown. I'm actually so.
Yeah, no problem.
Ellen, you can see my timing, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, I unable to see the time.
Now,
No, yeah,
start.
yeah. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Lakshmi Narayan. My topic is marriage. I choose. Why I choose marriage? All getting some surprise, right? Reason when initially my house they started searching girl for me, so they used to call me. You need to come the particular times. I'm staying in Mysore. I need to come to Pondicherry. Like that, lot of visit will happen. You need to go, or else they used to share photos. Like that happened. So I used to come and see, or else I photo only. I tell no actually, or else I will another 1 or 2 years I can wait. So like that it's happened. So later what I realized in my parents actually they will believe much the astrologers. So they used to tell you need to go this temple, that temple. So you need to go and meet them. Lot of pujas. So like that lot of religious it's happened actually. That lot of things they used to tell. Again that relatives they used to tell we know one girl. So you need to go and see. So like that different directions they are all given. So later I realized the age also going on. So I need to get married. So then what I decided, I informed my parents, I will take care of. Don't worry about anything. Reason you all feel about because of age factor again that wherever you are going functions, first they will not ask how are you, they will ask when you are going to get married. So like that it's started happened. Then I searched that matrimony like that my friend they suggested. I said I'm not interested on that. Bit difficult. So I used to in my life what I will do. Just I will work on something. I will automatically I will get. I will not Dhoni like that. I will not worry about the end result. Like MS Dhoni, I will do my things. What will happen? We'll see. Like that I used to take. Then I started searching. My friend told actually, one girl is there. They're also looking. Actually, they're from Tamil Nadu. They're settled in Mysore. So why can't you look there like that? Then we spoke with them. That courage I took my parents and all the initial they had doubt. This is the we don't know them or else they don't know us like that. More than us, they are worried actually that around 500 kilometers going to give her like that. So then I decided I'm going this only. If you want, you can come and participate in my marriage, like that I told my parents. Yeah, like that I taken courage. Yeah, thank you all.
Ellen, I have a question.
Yeah.
Finding a girl and going for her was more courageous, or staying in the marriage is more courageous?
Finding is bit difficult initially. Find only, then we come to know, right?
I have been married for 13 years and I can say staying in a marriage is more courageous. You can find, but you can't stay with the same person for so long. Okay. So next, can I have Shri Krishna?
Good evening, everyone. I am Sri Krishna. So for me, the courage story is learning Telugu. So initially, I had shifted from CBSE syllabus. Reason being, I didn't understand studies, and to be honest, I didn't understand many subjects, and also, unfortunately, it was a situation where I had to be detained in the 9th class in the school. So in the same school, if I stay detained, my parents thought that it will be a change of, I mean, the atmosphere won't be favorable for me, and they had to change school. So we had to go to different schools for admissions. So like one criteria is you need to have first language or second language as Telugu. But if you are not selecting Telugu as your first and second language, there was one other alternative called as special English. But it was there in very few schools, and it was like a criteria we need to write letter for that particular subject we need to have, and also because of that I was not getting admission in some schools. Later, in one school, they just took a like interview kind of thing. So in those days, I used to love physics because I felt that physics is a more practical subject when they say time, motion, energy, and also at that time the physics teacher took interview of me, and maths teacher and also took interview, and they said that see. The thing is, they said that you are knowledgeable, but we will take you in 9th class. So maybe we can't take in 10th class, but Telugu will need, you need to learn Telugu no matter what. At least take a second language. And in that school, unfortunately, that provision was not there to jump to special English. So I thought that anyway we are not going to get admission through that special English thing, because it was very difficult when I was studying. Don't know how it is today. So so I thought that chalo, let's learn Telugu. It is learning a new language, and moreover being in Hyderabad, whenever we are going, we have to read some Telugu articles and all, and it is kind of useful in my day-to-day life, so to say. Like for example, my father or mother, they will show some Telugu articles and read. So for me, it is helping me to read. And moreover, when I started, the thing is, I did a lot of mistakes with that Ottulu and all. But eventually, when I improved, my teachers used to say one thing, Sri Krishna Ottulu anni sakkaga petti rasnaru, which means that Ottulu is like what they say, not express it in English, that particular word. So I'm writing it with fluently with spellings and all. So that was one appreciation I got. So that is one courageous story, to learn a entirely new language. And I learned it from school help and some neighbors. Even my mother and father don't know Telugu. So that was a courageous move, I would say.
Shri Krishna. I also have one courageous move of Telugu. Staying with a Telugu maid, staying with a husband who knows Telugu and still not learning a word of Telugu, and convincing the maid to talk in Hindi with me. My maid learned Hindi instead of talking in Telugu. Okay, who do we have next? Uma ma'am?
Yeah, shall I keep the video off?
You can.
The best protection any woman can have is courage, says Elizabeth Cady. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. It all started in the year 1999 June. It was our rural posting to a place called Madanhi Parga near Gulbarga, where my husband was posted as a field officer in SBI. After our wonderful 1 year stay in Mangalore, where we had a lot of beaches and Ideal Ice Cream Parlor, which was famous for Gadbad ice creams, we had a great time the first 1 year. I never knew what is in store for me in the village. Being a Bangalore bred girl, the topic of, I forgot to tell you, it is from city to village. That is my topic. So being a Bangalore bred girl, I never knew how I'm going to adjust in the village. We took the village posting by choice. So we didn't have a choice. We had to adjust. It so happened that those days in the village, there were no bathrooms, no toilets. And since my husband was a field officer, we somehow convinced the owner of the house to build a toilet for us. So that was something I could look forward to, the only comfort. And there was no running water at home at all. And the village maid, she used to pump water and fill it in the barrels. And not many educated people were there. The primary health center doctor's wife was a good friend of mine. So I used to go in the evenings and spend time with her. And very soon, I conceived, and it was a challenge to go every month to the nearest city of Gulbarga to get a checkup done. And somehow we used to manage every month. And after the people in the village used to tell us not to travel much, but since we were going to be there only for 1 more year, and since we were young, we were very enthusiastic, and we visited nearby places like Pandharpur, Tuljapur, and even I went to Bijapur and climbed Gol Gumbaz in my 4th month. So it so happened that on one day that my husband took me to a sugarcane field where he had a customer there, and we went on invitation, and I drank a cup of sugarcane juice, maybe 2 cups. And the next day, I felt uneasy and the miscarriage happened. It so happened that the bank's jeep came late that day, and that was the only mode of transport to the city if we had to go early and reach the doctor. The primary health center doctor and no nurse was available that day. The midwife came and she checked and told that the miscarriage has happened, but I can't do anything. You have to take her to the city. So somehow the jeep came around 1 o'clock. This happened in the morning at 9, and I was rushed, and we reached at maybe by 3 o'clock to the hospital in Gulbarga. So it was the first time. We didn't know anything at all. It was all so new, and somehow we managed, and the baby was stillborn. It was a baby girl. I lost my first child. So it taught me that one has to be bold and face the situation. It was a great tragic loss to me at that time. We had a lot of expectations of having a child the day of the, what do you say, they do some ceremony, that also was fixed. And a lot of expectations were there, but nothing is in our hands. I came to know the first time. I thought life is a bed of roses, everything will go smooth. But that day I realized that you have to face things as they come. And life has taught me after that also many things which I am facing courageously now. So accept things as they come, flow with whatever is happening, and definitely just trust in the Supreme, and he will take care of you. After all, you're his child. Over to you. Thank you.
This brings me to something which I had read, which was written by Ryan Holiday, which said that courage calls each one of us differently, in different forms, different times. But at the end of the day, every case, it is the same, and they say that it comes from only inside. That is something which Uma ma'am has shown, that whatever happens around you, but at the end of the day, nobody else can give you courage. It's only you, and it has to come from inside. So thank you, Uma ma'am, for, I wouldn't call a story because this is a hardcore experience, which I wouldn't want to comment on. Okay, we also have Chandrasekhar. Chandrasekhar, would you want to try and speak something? Okay, he doesn't want to go. It's okay.
Pragya, I think we have others with the open mic concept. I think we can have anyone
I'll
wanting to
just be
share.
going.
Sure.
I'll just be going to that. I was just taking the members first because they are already prepared, and then
Yeah.
opening it to all. Okay. So now, because the members have already shared their courage stories, if any one of us in the meeting have any courage story to share, we will be glad to listen to you.
Yeah, I would like to share something.
Swapnil, you want me to time you 3 minutes, or you're okay?
I'm okay with anything.
Okay. I'm starting the time. Just I'll leave it to you. Yep. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I do not know if this courageous, but many people tell me that I'm very courageous. I don't know, but this is a way of life for me. Like I wrote in the chat as well, that courage is not a choice for me, it's a way of life. So there are two small stories that I would like to talk about from my life that has made me very strong as well, mentally, and yeah. So it has made me strong in all aspects of my life. The first is my decision of getting married. So I'm married. I'm a Hindu, and I'm married to a Christian, and so this was a very difficult decision of my life. My parents never agreed. They did not want me to get married to this guy, to my husband, my current husband, because of the obvious reasons. They knew him before my marriage and they liked him, but they never wanted him as his son, as their son. But I stood my grounds and I knew the values that he possessed, the kind of camaraderie that we shared, the vibe that we shared, and I knew him as a person. And I was very convinced that he will be the one. So we faced a lot of turbulations, trials and tribulations, troubles, a lot of problems from family, and we registered. One fine day, we decided that chuck it all. We'll get married through the Special Marriage Act. And after that, everything went very smoothly. I'm very thankful to my parents who, after getting married, accepted me so very well, very warmly rather. And and after that, there hasn't been any trouble. So had I not taken that courageous decision in my life, I think I would not have been married to this person whom I always wanted to get married to. And I always thought that I was, going against my parents, so they would never accept me, or they would not talk to me, they wouldn't keep any relationship with me. But nothing of that sort happened. Yes, for 6 months they did not talk to me, but after that they kind of overcame their fear, their hiccups, whatever was there in their mind. And there was one more courageous thing that we did in this marriage itself. So, like, he's a Christian. If you know of Christianity, they're very orthodox in the sense they don't accept people from other religion unless and until you're baptized. So you need to be baptized. Okay, kind of naming ceremony for the kid, and naming ceremony for the woman as well. So my name had to be changed, and I had to accept Christianity. I was ready for this. I would not lie. I told my husband that I'm okay. In fact, my parents also once wanted him to convert to a Hindu through Arya Samaj and all of that stuff. But my husband denied, and I also was not very keen of the idea. So he also denied to his parents, saying that no, she's not converting, she's gonna remain like that. So till now, I'm not a Christian, I'm not accepted in their community, although I'm married to him. So I'm not baptized, my child is not baptized, we don't follow any religion, although we are very spiritual people. We don't go to the church often, we don't go to the temple often. Even if we go for just for travel purpose, or just to experience the architecture of the temple and all. So this is one courageous decision. And the other courageous decision is pulling out my daughter from a school, from a very prestigious school. So my daughter used to study in an IB school, and the fees used to be like 5 years ago, it used to be 2 lakhs per annum, which was a mammoth amount, which was a huge amount for us that time. But we still thought that, spending on education was really required. It was our primary focus. But eventually we realized that we were just wasting that money because not much was happening at school. And she was not learning much at school. She was learning more of what she was learning from home. So we decided to pull her out. And I don't know why people say that it is very courageous for us to do, because we always wanted to play a part in our child's education, and that's what we did. But still, people believe that, and I would also like to give some credit to myself. And yeah, these are the two things where I have been very courageous. And recently, when I read the book, The Courage to be Disliked, I felt like, yeah, I'm that person. I don't, bother about what people think about me, whether people like me or they don't like me. Two hoots. I don't give. I don't give a damn. Yeah, I wanted to reserve that word.
That's okay. Sometimes you don't have better words to express it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Swapnil, for sharing those courageous stories. And I can absolutely relate to your love marriage because I have been into a love marriage and I have seen it.
Intercaste is still easy, but interreligion is a different ball game altogether.
But for Jains, even Hindu is interreligion, so it was an equal.
Right.
Yeah, even Hindu is something out of their community. So,
but we consider both Buddhism and Jainism as part of Hinduism. So maybe we think that way. Maybe those people don't think the same way.
Because I've heard this thing, Hindus are not Jain. So I was like, okay, I actually, whatever I had read in history books.
No, even in schools, they teach Jainism, Buddhism as a different religion. So yeah.
So I had to actually go back to my books and realize and recheck whether it's actually different religions or what it is. Like, okay, I'll get back to you first. Let me go and check. That was a state. Okay, do we also have Dinesha and Vikash? Would you like to share your stories?
Hi Pragya. Hi all. So I just remember one small story wherein actually in fact, that's way back in my engineering time or engineering preparation time, in fact. So I have chosen to prepare for my JEE exam by dedicating 1 full year. And I remember that I used to do well, but however, during the exam time, just before a week's time or so, I got into an health crisis, something not very conducive health issues. Actually, health condition was there, so I could not secure the score that or the rank that I was aiming for. And it happened so that somehow my parents were not agreeing at all to let go 1 more year, and they wanted me to join wherever it is feasible, even though it is at the cost of a paid seat. But I was very much adamant, no, I want to join in a very prestigious college and with a free seat only. So somehow I made them agree, and then I continued for 1 more year of preparation, dedicated preparation. And this time again, the destiny has some different plan. And while I went for the first day of the exam, it was math. I remember it was around some 9 to 10 kilometers from our home. And so I used to have a very small Luna kind of vehicle. If people from the 90s, actually they know 90s and 2000, initial of 2000, the Luna is a very small vehicle which doesn't go very fast. So it happened so that before 1 hour or so, I have decided to go and sit there for some time, make myself very calm and comfortable so that I can focus and do better. And I realized that I didn't get my admit card. after reaching there. So it was so big commotion at when I went and checked in the hall whether it is allowed some other way. They said no, you have to go and get it back, otherwise there is no other way. And I had no other choice but to return back and take my admit card and go back. And I remember that I usually do not ride very fast, and that vehicle is also not that conducive to run very, very fast. But I didn't have any choice, and I thought that let me run with max possible speed and let it be. I will see whatever destiny will is trying to show me. And I don't know exactly, I don't remember exactly what was the speed, but I really drove very fast. Somehow I managed to reach, and by the time I reached, the gates were locked. It was exam have started, and even a minute also very precious, and I have lost around 10 to 15 minutes kind of. Somehow someone told you have to jump the gate, and I am not very that kind of person. So, but somehow I jumped the gate and then requested the instructor, and he allowed. Finally, all these things happened, and somehow I got a rank which is not again that desirable, but somehow I learned that day that when situation demands, the courage automatically comes, because I was very low risk taker kind of person. I never drive very fast and all those things. So that day actually all of a sudden the courage came from somewhere I didn't know, because I had already wasted 1 year and I didn't have any other chance but to somehow make it up. So when the situation demands, we have no other choice, and that time automatically courage comes to us. And now that we know this fact, we can always exhibit our at will. Also we can exhibit our maximum courage and display and get astounding results. That's what I believe. Thank you.
Simply put, Bikash, that losing that courage or fear is more tricks of mind rather than the reality that we are seeing. It's 95% of the times only mind tricks.
True.
Okay, we also have Dinesha. Dinesha, would you want to share something? Dinesha, would you want to unmute and speak something?
He had put in chat that I think he's somewhere out, so he was not able to switch on or talk.
Rahul, today because I am the host, would you want to share a courage story of yours? Why not? Today you're not the host. I am the host. I have the power to ask.
Okay. Courageous
Don't
story.
tell about marriage.
I was going to tell about that. You can't take away my ideas.
Okay.
Thank you, Pragya. I think when I talk of courage, there have been different instances in my life which have helped me navigate my life in the direction that I wanted. So first and foremost thing I would say is that when I decided that I'll be going to a hostel to study while I was young. So after my seventh standard, I was in discussions with my parents about having a better quality education or exposure, and that's when I think I decided that I'll be going to a hostel, and my parents were willing to do that because at that point in time I had never moved out of my small cocoon of village that I used to stay in Narsapur, and I had to travel all the way over 1,000 kilometers away from that place to a place called Panchkani, staying all alone in a hostel in a place where I had none. And I think that was my first step of courage of moving out of my comfort zone. The second I would say is something that is present in the meeting today, my marriage. With Pragya, we were in a relationship over 1.5 years, and yet there was a lot of commotion or chaos with regard to how and if we'll be getting married. And somewhere there came a time once when the question was popped. Finally, what would you like to do? With my grandfather, my father, and his three siblings in front of me, and I had never raised or gone against any one of them ever in my life. And they were sitting in a conference table with me in the center and asking me, is this certain that you want to do this? I had my doubts, I had my questions, I had so many things which were going on in my mind, having stepped and taking this call that I want to do this or not. And the entire burden of expectations of how it is going to pan out and the responsibility coming on my shoulders. I thought that was one courageous move where I said yes, that this is what I want in my life, and I moved ahead. In a matter of 7 days, we were married, and it's been 13 years. I'm not sure I can call it happily married, but it has been a wonderful roller coaster ride, and I think a lot of part of my life with regard to learning and the growth that has come up has been out of this one decision of courage that I had. So those are two things that I would like to share today. Over to you, Pragya.
I'm sure nobody would want to listen to my courage stories, but there is something which I would want to share other than that. A poem which I read. Please listen to this poem very, very carefully before we go to the impromptu segment after this. And probably you'll find answers to a lot of courageous things which you have done, a lot of stories which you might go back to, and you can use them in the table topics afterwards. It is the conviction to explore new horizons when it is easier to believe what we have been told. It is the desire to maintain our integrity when it's easier to look the other way. It is feeling happy and alive and moving forward when it's easier to feel sorry for ourselves and stay. Courage is the will to shape our world when it's easier to let someone else do it for us. It is the recognition that none of us are perfect when it's easier to criticize others and fuss. It is the power to step forward and lead when it's easier to follow the crowd and let them please. It is the spirit that places on the top of the mountain when it's easier to never leave the ground. And what I understood out of all of this is that courage is that next step that we take when we have all lost whatever we had found. It is the next step that we take when our mind says, do not go ahead. It is the next step which we take when the people around us say, do not go ahead. But there is some little power in the heart that rises up above all of these and says, yes, you can do it. You have to do it. That's courage for me, I would say. So with this, I'm sure that all of you would have at least been into one situation where either it was about your integrity, about your decisions, about what's happening in your life, the events, wherein you would have lost that courage and would have gathered it back. So now is the time to share all those stories. I'll be giving you a topic. You have to connect that story to this particular topic and speak on it for 2 minutes. Rahul, will you be able to time them? Okay. So this time, let's start with Ellen.
Yes.
Ellen, your topic is quite simple. How to find courage when you have lost it. How to find courage when you have lost it.
Yeah. I have faced one situation in my life. My sister had issue in backbone, like that one viral kind of things. So in that time, I'm not believing anything actually, including God or doctors, prayers, everything I not believe. Reason, 1.5 month or 1 month, more than 1 month, she's feeding her daughter. In that time, she faces some issues. Even doctor also don't know what is the issues. The local doctor, they told actually this is for weather condition issue. Weather condition, it will come and go like that. But she's very severely, she is affected. So then I realized by my not village, that small city like that Pondicherry, in that, then we realized we need to go to Chennai. Then I went to Chennai there. The doctor also there started Ramachandra, they started treatment. 1.5 month later, they actually found this is some rare diseases. Like in backbone, they injected by some injection, that flammy injection, or else a small age actually the dog bite or something like that. The two things are not happened, but something happened, we don't know, right? So I struggled like anything. Again, I need to study. And my parents, I need to tell them this is anything like that. Again, the kids are there. We need to take care of them. Studies, exams is going on. So that time I lost everything, courage and everything. Something actually I realized need to manage the situation. Just I will go and sit there around there. I will go there, cry 2 hours, 1 hours, whatever I can do. Again, I will come back. In front of them, I will not show anything all. Then like that 2.5 month, that courage, I lost everything. Then I said, what is the life? Why I need to be live or something like that? It going top level actually. So then someone they will come and tell me, don't worry, everything will be resolved. There I found the courage. From them I got the courage. Like that, just I realized the situation means that automated water will, the tears, it will be flow like anything. Like that situation I faced in my life. Based on that courage, I will face any situation in my life, whatever my situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Beautifully conveyed that there are times when we don't have courage in our own selves, but only if we open up to the world, we might find courage from there. So it's not always that you will get from inside. Sometimes a little triggering from outside to the inside world is needed. Okay, can I have Madhu? Madhu, your topic will be, if you have the courage to start it, you have the courage to finish it. If you have the courage to start it, you have the courage to finish it.
Yeah, it's 100% true that people will think some things it's not possible to everyone. It is meant for only few people. Like, okay, if you want to achieve something, no, that is for only rich people. No, that is for only, intellectual persons. You can't crack that exam, something like that. But the thing is, people always, the mindset. I strongly believe that the mindset, even if you are an average student, keep on. If you are putting your efforts, definitely you can achieve it. But first of all, to achieve that, you have to start. You have to believe and you have to start. So in anything, we strongly we have to believe on that, and we have to start with confidence. Maybe some struggles will come, but we have to face with the confidence. Definitely we can complete it and we can achieve whatever we want. But in this process, if you don't believe and if you don't start, definitely that's a good thing. Whatever it is there, we cannot finish also. This is actually in my personal also. I have started a few things last 2020. I just wanted to reduce some weight, but it's there in my mind from past 4 to 5 years. But positively, so many people are doing it. I just wanted to do it. I just started, but without any expectations. But I don't know the maximum in many places system will be like that. If you follow the proper system, automatically, once maybe we are habituated, maybe one few days, definitely we get a lot of courage and a lot of confidence to complete it. So definitely, once we are able to start, we can able to finish with confidence and with hope and belief. Yeah, thank you.
Beautifully put. Okay, can we have Shri Krishna?
Yes.
Shri Krishna, your topic is, courage doesn't always roar. At times, it's silent but powerful. Courage always doesn't roar. Roar matlab shout. So courage doesn't always shout or roar. Sometimes it is silent but powerful.
Good evening, everyone. So courage is silent.
Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it is silent but powerful.
So whenever I am working on something like in stock market or anything, the thing is I get distracted. But during that I may be thinking something like, how do we solve this problem and all. That time I don't get any ideas, but whenever I get refreshed or something like that, I get idea to solve the problem. Whenever after I forget we had this problem and all, but suddenly I started thinking of something else, and I get answer of some problem. So the thing is, courage is, I feel that it is within me, but at the right time it may not show, but it is more silent, because at the end of the day I am able to find solution for a particular problem. Like recently also I had to plan a trip actually to Chennai and Madurai. So how to plan it, how to give it properly. So initially I didn't have the idea of, can I do it or like this or that. But then later I felt that better to be slightly flexible with date, and pick a day where demand is not there. So I got the idea later like that. That's I hope.
Good try.
Pragya,
Yes, Swapnil.
can I attempt this topic?
Yeah. No, I have another topic for you.
Okay.
I have
So
a
I really
specific-
liked this one, so I thought maybe okay.
You like the other one also. Listen to that one. Because when I heard your story, I picked up that topic for you.
Okay.
Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. Life shrinks or expands
Correct.
in proportion to one's courage.
So life is basically what you make out of it, right? Am I understanding the correct meaning of the proverb that you shared just now? Okay. So yes. Can you come once again? Give me thinking time. Yeah. Can you repeat this proverb once more?
Yes. Life shrinks or expands in the proportion of one's courage.
Yes, I completely agree with this statement that life is all about the courageous decisions that you take. If you are courageous enough to be decisive, to take decisions in your life that are bound to be taken or that are very imperative in your life, you will see that the result in the long term. So I can very well connect with the two decisions. The courageous decisions that I have made in my life have made me the person that I have become. So there's one more thing. I don't think it's very courageous, but I think it's very commendable thing on my part that I decided that the money that I earn, 50% of the money that I'm gonna earn, I'm gonna spend it on books, which was a huge amount. 50% of your income you decide that you're going to spend on buying books, and that's what I did. I started buying books for Stasha, and the rest is history. Right now, we have 25,000 books in our home library, and Stasha has read around 10,000 books in the last 6-7 years. And you can see the kind of command over the language that she has developed. Not only the command over the language, also the way she looks at life. She's read plethora of authors. She's read genres, different genres that rarely, kids have access to. So I have, because of the decision that I have taken, I see that my life, with respect to parenting, with respect to my daughter, with respect to even my class students. So I run a small class as well, and I expose my children also to read. So what I have seen is my kids have grown leaps and bounds. I have grown as a person. And because of this courageous decision, I think my life has evolved and not shrunk. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Try with Uma ma'am.
Yes.
Uma ma'am, your topic is courage is not always about fighting for it. Kind heart, fierce mind and brave spirit is also courage. Courage is not only about fighting for things. Kind heart, fierce mind, and brave spirit is also courage.
Courage is not always about fighting. I agree with that. I remember the quote which my mother said, Uma, you have to be very careful about what kind of mother in law you'll get. You have to learn the household chores. No, Mama, I will see to that later. I'm just now doing my BSc. I have to do my B.Ed and then I have to work. I will think about later. I just snubbed her. Very soon I got married, and my co-sister told me juicy stories about my mother-in-law. She said a leopard can never change its spots. You have to be very careful. I just took it with a pinch of salt and said, let me experience and then reserve my judgment about my mother-in-law. It so happened that my mother-in-law went 1 week ahead and arranged the kitchen for me to set up the house. She warmly welcomed me. She taught me the nuances of kitchen and how to cook, what my husband liked, what he did not like. And I came to know that we had a lot of common interests like reading, music, then solving puzzles, creative art, painting, and the list goes on. So very soon, I would like to relate an anecdote. Those days, Hindu had a paper called supplement called Young World, and we used to run and grab that paper to solve the jumble. And we thought instead of fighting, why don't we do it together? And Viola, we could do it in a jiffy, and the bonding started. So the courage is to love a mother-in-law like a mother. And I also, she realized she found a daughter in me. She had 4 sons, and I was the youngest daughter-in-law. And I was 22, she was 65. And she resembled my paternal grandmother. So I took a liking towards her. She also developed a bond towards me. So courage is not always fighting. It is having a kind heart, going more than halfway and establishing a give and take relationship. What do you think? Over to you.
Try this too with my mother-in-law sometime. Okay, Bikash, would you want to try a topic?
Yes, sure.
Your topic, Bikash, is what is life without courage? It is just a series of failed attempts. What is life without courage? It is just a series of failed attempts.
Okay. Interesting topic. So what is life without courage? So if I remember in my school days, I used to be very shy person, so shy kind of student. Still, I have that kind of trait, but it was very much evident, and I used to be kind of pushed by my parents not to be like that. And however, because of my inherent qualities, I was like that. However, I remember I have taken or I have joined into NCC, National Cadet Corps. So there I had a vision that, okay, let me join and let me explore what they do, and then I would definitely do more of courageous steps, more of courageous things. And I was having a fascination to run to shoot in the real guns, and I heard that those kind of opportunity also we get there. So it happened, so there was a competition announced. It was a debate competition, and it was inter-school. So throughout the district, many other schools were also participating, and even though I was like not very prompt, I'm kind of a shy person, but still I took the stand, and with courage I decided that okay, let me take the opportunity, let me take the challenge, and let's see what happens. And I remember that I practiced really well, to the extent that I without seeing or without seeing anyone also I can like sing it out. That kind of practice I did. And then when the day came, and then when I went to the auditorium, it was not a auditorium, it was big field, just like in, I think it was Independence Day or something. So parade were there, and then after the parade, kind of they called the participants to deliver their speech. And for the first time I got the opportunity to speak in a microphone, or a kind of so the voice was very different. And the first time when I hear, it was so different that I could not understand what is going on. And as such I was little nervous, and I got even more nervous when I hear my own voice in a different way. But however, I thought that anyway, I came here and I'm in front of huge crowd, and I have to deliver it. So I did it, and fortunately, I got second rank, second prize, and my name also got published in the local newspaper. So it was very memorable event for me. So that's what actually the courage actually pays a lot. Thank you.
I can totally relate to it, because the first time I spoke in a microphone, I started looking here and there as to, this is my dialogue, who else is speaking it? Because I could not recognize my own voice through that headphones.
True, and when it is a huge crowd also, no, and then you really got very much awkward feeling.
I was actually participating in a play, and I was supposed to speak something, and that was the first time I was speaking on a mic, and I got lost. I was like, this is my dialogue, why is somebody else taking my share? Okay, anybody else who would want to take one more topic? Dinesha, are you here? Would you want to take a topic? Okay, I suppose he's not able to unmute. Okay, so Rahul, last topic for you.
Not for me.
Why,
Yeah, go
when
ahead.
everybody's showing the courage, you also need to show it?
Okay, go ahead, shoot.
Okay, so Rahul, your topic is, out of all the forms of courage, listening to your heart is the most difficult form. Out of all the forms of courage, listening to your heart is the most difficult form.
Speak up. Speak up. Talk now. It's your chance. 20 years back, when I was standing on the stage for the first time, it was told to me that go, stand up, be bold, take the stage. The stage is all yours. But all I remember at that point in time was my friends staring at me, the entire school auditorium looking at me in isolation on the stage. And that was the moment. Courage wasn't about what everyone thought about me, but about what I thought about myself. What I will be thinking of myself once I get off that stage. The imagination of the fear which was there, I had to overcome that with the fact about how I will be applauded for that one step that I would take at that point in time. I cannot imagine today of how grateful I had for the courage that I had shown for myself, not for the applaud that was coming follow through, but for what I took up that first step. As a result of which, the sequence of my life and the way life has navigated through me from taking that step for the first time, following many steps, again standing up and moving forward. That is what I've realized, that at any point in time in my life, the most important courage that I had to muster was not anything external, but of what I am talking within myself. If I could master that voice about myself and the things that I say to myself while anything is happening around me, that was the time I had won. And that was the most courageous step that I could take. And that's what I would say to you. Whatever the world tells you or whatever you're facing external doesn't matter, because a ship doesn't sink in the ocean. The ship sinks when the water from the ocean gets into you. So preserve the integrity or the world that you have within yourself, and you would be the most courageous person that you'll ever know. Over to you, Pragya.
Chandra, would you want to try one topic? Chandra, would you want to try one more topic?
I will try, ma'am.
Chandra, your topic is simple. One courage story where you stood for you wanted to do. One courage story where you stood up for what you wanted to do. Any time in your life when you stood for yourself.
Yeah, exactly 1 year back, same month, I was sitting at the coffee lounge and having coffee. I just observing a place and seeing me in me, that is it me or someone else? So from past 5.5 years, I'm not doing nothing in my office. So I want to change. I want to bring some interesting, courageous things. So after 1 week, I got a notification that we have in our organization for promotions. So I wrote that exam and cleared, and I just prayed to I get transferred to Hyderabad and so branch. So that made me a big step to transfer here, and it is a very courageous thing to me, because it is very difficult that local and non-local they won't transfer. So only one I am in the whole organization. I got transfer from there to here, and still I am facing many difficulties. Still I am surviving. So it is courageous to think to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandra. With this, we come towards the end of sharing each one's courage stories. Few things that courage does to us, I'll quickly share. Courage gives us self-confidence when we are amidst fear. It gives us a different view, a different perspective to the world, that we are the way we are seeing it, because you're not seeing the outside world only, but you're also seeing the inside world of what's going there. If you make it a part of your life, it equips you with the ability to empower not only yourself, but the people around you, because courage is contagious. This thing I have seen in army people. One person who's standing in front, giving courage to everybody, even when they're fighting on the border, and each one holding their hands and giving courage to each other. That's how contagious courage is. It helps us move out of our comfort zone and broaden the experience that we have had in life. It makes us more successful because we have the power to pursue what we wish to be. And last but not the least, it increases our happiness, because at the end of the day, we are happy when we are courageous, when we know that we have stood for our own selves when nobody else probably was standing for us. And that would be the happiest moment when you look back years after from now. Probably the stories you will tell to your grandchildren. Like, my grandfather used to tell me, this is how I was then, this is how courageous I was. So that's how important this courage is. To end it, you all have not only shared your courage stories, but coming out and telling it to people is a double courage. One is facing the story, one is living in that story and being courageous there, and opening about it to the world and telling that, yes, I faced it and I was there standing strong. needs another level of courage, because we are raised as humans who go for judgments first and listening later. So that is next step of courage that you all have taken today. And I'm proud of that step that you have taken today. I would say maybe your story was just a story to you, but maybe it can be a courage giving, a power giving story to somebody who might face it some other day. So that's how we have built this community of courage. And that's how you all were able to go one step ahead in your courage journey of public speaking. It has been said that public speaking is the first, the most deadliest fear that people have, and most of the people have this fear. So you have been courageous and you have stood today and spoke for 3 long minutes. Some even went over 3 minutes. So, but you spoke for 3 long minutes, and that itself shows that you are growing. So today I would like to end this session on this note, and I would only say, be courageous about yourself, because there is nobody else who's going to give you the courage, but it has to come from inside. Keep staying courageous, keep enjoying, and keep growing in the most dreaded part of public speaking, because you are growing and you will be much better one day.
May I request all of you all to please switch on your videos for a quick pic. And thank you, Swapnil. Thank you for joining us. It was really great to listen to your stories. I've always had this doubt, but I didn't have the courage to ask you. I've not seen your husband in the photos that you share. But yeah, today, now that you share the story, I get to know the picture. Thank you. Thank you for that. Dinesha and Vikas, if it's possible, quick photo. Okay, if not, it's okay. Okay, then thank you. With that, I think we'll sign off for today. It's already 10:20.